hear myself through my headphones. Yes, man. Like, I feel real good about this right now.
Pay attention, because you are now listening to Permission to Speak Freely.
Can we be realistic about the day of the Super Bowl, Navy? Can we please be realistic about the day of the Super Bowl? Like everybody should, like
What
America, period. Not even Navy. Let's come to work late. Like let's not have to come to work.
Yeah,
like why we still
yeah.
Come on, America. Like, and it's like if you bring it up at the command, they like, well, you know, the game's over at 11. Like you should. No, it's people eating wings. It's people drinking. It's all types of stuff going on.
World. They setting us up for failure.
Like what?
You know what I mean? We setting us up for failure, man. We should do numbers on that, man. Find out how many, you know, alcohol related incidents after the Super Bowl. We should do a poll. We should do a poll and find out, man, like how many incidents we'd have had after the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And find out what's going on with this, man, because it's easy for us to say, you know what? Let's do a 72. You know, let's do a 72. Let's get them Monday off, you know, so they can, you know, recover. Because, you know, I mean, be honest with you, man, it's a good day, man. The Super Bowl it's a big deal, man.
Yeah.
So a lot of people out, a lot of people having fun with friends, and drinking is involved. We know that. We already know that. We can kind of act like, oh, you don't have to drink to have fun. No, we are drinking on Sunday. It's happening.
Right.
I mean, so it's happening. So,
because I mean, there's a reason we usually get Liberty after 4th of July, because it's the same type of shenanigans. So why not for Super Bowl?
And also because it's Independence Day.
You're not going to do that on Black History. We're not going there during Black History.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, shout out to Juneteenth. You know, shout out to Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, like again, like you said though, it's things going on. Like it's like all of these like parties and Super Bowl stuff going on. We need to be kind of coming in late. Something.
Right.
We gonna be there bright and early. I think on Monday, because we got some drills and stuff going on. I think so. We got to be there bright and early. So it's like people like, what you doing for this? You know, it's a Philly thing too. What you doing for the Super Bowl? What you doing for the Super Bowl? Yeah, I'm being in the crib, chilling.
Right.
Calm down. I gotta go to work the next day. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, man. The good thing happened to me this week though was my CMC came. My new CMC is here.
Nice.
Yeah, my new CMC is here, man. It was starting to get sticky for your boy. Man. You know what I'm saying? Like people started, you know, like the CMC been going for a while, you know. So like, you know, the little phase of like just chilling and waiting for the new CMC kind of wore off. Like people started asking me like real CMC type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I'm just standing in, dog. Like, I don't know, bro.
I've been typing to use that line, bro. Hey, I've been typing.
I never used it. I never really use it for real. But like, you know, people, hey, bro, call me when you get a chance. And I call him, hey, look, if I do this, look, give me a second, man. Let me look this instruction up. Like, let me look this up with you, dog. Like, I'm not really the CMC, dog.
Yeah. I know you guys know that. You should tell. I know you guys really know this, right? You know that I'm not the real CMC. So when you talk to me, how about talk to me with the instruction?
Yeah,
you know
like
have it out already.
I appreciate the respect. You know, I appreciate the respect. And they might have said, yo, treat Damo just the same way you would treat the CMC. I appreciate all that. But when it comes to them goddamn questions, man, we got it. Like, we can't be doing that, man. I wasn't ready for half the joints, man. So I'm glad the new CMC is back, man. I am not upset at all. The new CMC is here. I mean, I am not upset at all.
All right. Good, so man. Have you already gone back to your regular duties, or is it still like a turnover period that you're in?
No, my CMC on house on leave. So I'm still filling in for him. But like now I'm FYSAing emails. Like
you can send emails and shit. Yeah.
Situational awareness stuff. For your situational awareness.
How many more days you got?
That's OPSEC, man.
OPSEC? How many more days you got, bro?
That's OPSEC, dog. You can't say that, man. That's OPSEC, man.
Days, bro.
I got like a week. I got like another week. A week after this. And it's time to go. It's like people hitting me up with things the day after he like kind of come, and they like, yeah, you know, we need you to do this. Nah, I ain't gonna be in the seat. That's going to be the real CMC is going to be in the seat.
Right.
2 screws.
Like ready to go. He's been outfitted. He ready to go. He knows what he's doing with this. He got the answers. Like,
yes.
He has the answers.
Are you about to go help him unpack?
Yeah. Like whatever you need, man. What you need. You know, he on house hunting though. Shout out to him. He found a house already. He on house hunting, and hopefully he gets settled in and ready to work. Hopefully I did keep the seat warm and hold it down for the time while, you know, he was gone. And I had help too. I had like I said, it's a regional CMC job. So I was more so taking care of the staff, and it was another master chief taking care of the region. And man, I learned so much just from being in, you know, dude's presence, you know, just talking to him and listening to him and talking to all those master chiefs. So that was good stuff. Before I finish talk about my week, something else happened this week that I thought was very interesting. A civilian, one of the like civilian directors that I work with, she hit me up. She was like, hey, can you come to my office? So I come to her office. She was like, I got a question. When is the next time we doing these of the quarters? And I'm like, the quarters? I'm like, it'll be in a minute, but I'm like, who you trying to put in? Because I know she ain't got no junior sailors. I'm like, who you trying to put in? And it was a senior chief she was trying to put in. She's like, I'm trying to put in such and such, like one of my guys, one of the senior chiefs. And I'm like, man, I'm sorry to say this, but we don't get put in for Sailor of the Quarter awards. We don't get like senior enlisted personnel don't get those kinds of awards. And it just made me think though, like, it made me think for a little bit, but I want to know what's y'all thoughts just about that whole. I thought it was the cutest moment that like I've experienced in a while. It was super cool, but it was like nah, like unless it's something that they put out in the nav admin or something like much bigger, he not about to just get a Sailor of the Quarter or whatever. But do y'all think that like khaki should get some kind of command award? Well.
I gotta look at it like this, man. Is that it depends on the command for one, right? Some people got senior commands, right? And they want to give their people some type of recognition, right? Like I know from training commands, they usually have trainer of the quarter or something like that, you know, and it's normally a senior person, right? And we got this thing right now at our command that they just started up that we have to send like a little write up to to headquarters about what our sailors doing, like every encode do. Like M44, we got to send our 1 or 2 little write-ups, like 2 or 3 sentences, and they put them in the little weekly plan of the week or something. You know, give them a little bit of recognition. Now, it's not like Sailor of the Quarter. It's not like them getting like an actual award for it, but it's recognition. So it's a difference in recognition and actual award, though. Like Sailor of the Quarter, you know, with a plaque and some type of award. Nah, I think it's a little much. But I do think recognition, you know.
Why is it much? Before you elaborate though, remember Tish might not know this. We had this thing on our ship. The ship me and Damon was on. It was called Lava Dog of the Week, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the call sign was like the Lava Dog. So the name of this thing was Lava Dog of the Week, and the whole premise was anybody could get put in for this award.
I forgot about
that was the whole premise. You could be a chief, you could be whatever.
You won it, didn't you? Did you win it one week?
Come on, stop playing, dog. Never went down. But look though, like I think a chief did win once though, and he got clowned by the mess like the whole time. Like so you couldn't even win it. So it's like you can't.
Hey, I remember you saying some shit like, "Man, I told him to take my name out of there."
Yeah. He was pissed. So you can't even win it, even if you could win it. So it's like, you know.
Yeah, man. The question you asked before about like why, because it's almost like, I guess, like we've been there and done that though. You know what I mean? I think it's more like that. We've been there and it's like, I don't know, man. It just don't feel right though. After you being so long, like, man, this ain't for me. Because half the time it's not for like me. I'm the departmental guy, right? So if I get an award, it's like I didn't do all this stuff. You know what I mean? Like the guys did all this stuff, right? So
that's a good point.
That's kind of how I look at it, man.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. I was going to pretty much say the same thing. Like it's not even us that's really the ones that are doing it. We're just kind of orchestrating it, but it's our team that's actually getting all the heavy work done. And then it's like, we've been there, done that, got a t-shirt, like, let somebody else, get the recognition and get the shine. We already got ours. So step out of the way, let your junior sailors get it. And then, that's how it was just, I see why it would feel awkward. And I'm sitting here like, while you're asking it, I'm asking myself, like, why do we have this culture where, like, is it wrong for us to have the culture where we shouldn't be recognized? But yeah, I think just, hey, thanks, like, or cute little recognition, but like, no, not no of the quarter. Like that's beyond where we should be at this point of being like a senior leader. Let the JOs get that because they need those pat on the backs. Like being a chief, I feel like it's a thankless job. And for the most part, I think it can be a good thing because people start getting big headed and like, so, like, nah, we don't need that. We don't need that.
Yeah. So I got a confession, but like a little lightweight confession. I value recognition, right? But not in the way that we talking about right now. Like, but I value somebody being like, yo, thanks, man. Like you inspired, I was inspired by that. But I value it in that way where it's like you giving somebody the credit that they deserve.
Right.
Where that you played an instrumental part in like somebody's situation or something happening and somebody took the time to like let you know that what you did was valuable and whatever it is that like that they did. Like I value that. And it's not as much that I value that. I look at when people don't do that, like funny as hell. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, that second class is the only reason why you made second, because they pulled you up, helped you, did this. And now you're going to act like, this person don't exist or whatever, man.
Right.
Go get that person the flowers they deserve.
Yeah.
And it don't got to be publicly, it could be kind of, one-to-one or whatever. So I think that like, I would go tell the chef, if the food's amazing, I'll go to the kitchen and tell the chef like, hey, the food was good, man.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got to let people know you appreciate them sometime. Like you have to.
Yeah. Most definitely, man. That recognition thing, that recognition piece is a big deal. Like it keep you going. It keep you motivated. When you get recognized and it could be, you're right. It could be your peer. It ain't necessarily, it could be, somebody who working for you and say, hey, senior, you're doing a good job. You setting us up for success. That's big for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's big for me. So you're right. It can go up and down the chain of command, whatever ways possible. But you're right, man. It does mean something, when stuff like that happens.
I feel like I respond better when the recognition comes from a junior sailor. Like when they say they appreciate something I did, I feel better about it than when somebody's senior, like, I really don't care. Oh, thanks, whatever. Like, I really don't care. It really doesn't have as much of an effect. I won't say I won't care, but it doesn't really have as much of an effect as when a junior sailor does it. Like, I had a junior sailor that left. I helped her with something, and I had to leave to go pick up my son. But I called her to finish the conversation that I had, that I was having with her. And then when I got back to work the next day, she had let up a sticky on my desk that was like, thank you, blah, blah, blah. And so like that right there was like, I almost want to like put that on my I love me wall after I retire. Like I still have the sticky. Like that's how much it meant to me for that sailor to be like, oh, thank you so much. Like you really helped me out a lot. It just feels different when it's coming from a junior sailor. Cause like, that's what we're doing it for the most part.
Now, question though, what about if like another chief come over to you like, yo, Tish, man, I've been watching you, and like, yo, you've been killing it. Like, I'm like, you keep me going. Like you make me like feel like I need to continue to work harder and, and do good. How would that feel?
I would say that would be second. It would be the junior sailor, and then I think I would feel good if a chief did that, and then and then an officer would be last.
I'm with you. I'm with you with the junior sailor thing, but I think I would rather, and I'm saying it's kind of in a funny way though, because for the junior sailors, to me, I've been in their shoes, right? I kind of know how to help them. Mm-hmm. Right. I know how to get stuff done. But when I have a peer or a senior person that I'm helping, I think it means more because I think it's harder for them to say that. I think because you kind of like on a peer, you kind of on the same level. It's hard for another senior chief to say, hey, man, you kicking some ass today. So it's kind of hard for me. For the junior sailor, when they tell me that, and I can be in my mind, be like, yeah, because I've been there.
Yeah.
I kind of know some of the stuff that you've been through, and it's kind of easy for me to talk towards that and tell them, yeah, man, because I had this issue or had that. I think it's just harder for senior people to do the same.
Yeah. I started doing that to people, man. Like other chiefs and senior chiefs. I started just telling them like, yo, bro, yo, you've been killing it, man. Like I watch you like it's people that even throughout the season, man, it was a dude throughout the season. It was like 4 different occasions. I was like, yo, you are. Now, mind you, I was the season lead, but I was like, yo, you are motivating me to keep going. And now he's the lead this time up. Yeah. I'm like, yo, you put me there, man. Like he made me want to go like, because sometimes people, it's a whole lot that comes with the chief season and we ain't got to get into it. But every moment is not a motivating moment if you don't have things to help self-motivate. Right. If I could say that. And this dude was always a part of like being a part of the motivation, not just for the Chiefs, not just for me, but for the selects too. That that was cool. Man. What you been up to, Tish? It's been about a week since I heard from you. What you been up to?
It has. Listen, so I had an Airbnb guest from hell last week. The worst, hands down, the worst I've ever experienced in 2 years. And I don't really have a lot of bad guest experiences. Like I've never had like the crazy parties and all that stuff. But this guy, I think he stayed for like 4 or 5 days. I was done with him by like day 2 or 3. So this is what happened. Yeah. He checked in, and I didn't even know this until the next day, but he checked in and my tenant and one of my other tenants was parked in that parking spot. He's active duty. He just ran upstairs real quick, thought he was going to change clothes and then leave back out. Well, during the time that he's changing clothes, this guest checks in and he is so obnoxious. Like the guy comes out and he's like, oh, I apologize. And he's like just an asshole to this dude. He already apologized. So he just kind of shrugged it off like, all right, whatever. So then the next day, the guy is parked in front of my tenant is parked in front of the garage. The Airbnb guest is trying to get into the parking spot. Now the parking spot is big. It's bigger than your average parking spot, like at a store or something. So his bumper was like just a little bit beyond his garage wall. And my guest went and was like banging on the door, like yelling for him to move his car. It's about you illegally parked, like causing all this commotion. Like just being a straight ass. And so he was like, he did it like 2 days in a row. And he's like contacting me like, oh, they're illegally parked. And I'm like, but he's in the parking spot though. He's complaining from the parking spot. So he did it twice, banging on their door and stuff. And I called Airbnb and I was just like, yeah, I don't want this dude staying at my place no more. Like, he's threatening guests. He was talking about calling the police, calling a tow truck. He was complaining that there was no hand soap, but there was hand soap in the house. It just wasn't in the bathroom. It was in the kitchen. Like you just could not make him happy at all. So I was just like, yeah, I don't think I want this dude staying at my place. And I had told him like, it got to a certain point where I was just like, I don't think the communication is healthy. So how about we just communicate through Airbnb? And if you don't like the parking accommodations, like you can feel free to go somewhere else and I'll give you your money back. He was like, no, we're staying. He's like, no, we're staying. So I called
Leonardo DiCaprio joint.
Right. Yeah. I called Airbnb. They called him. They calmed him down. And I didn't hear from him no more. I left him the worst review I could leave anybody in life. Life, man. I was just like, most
Is
of the
it
time,
a name for Mel Karens?
Yeah.
Ooh, it is one.
I did create one with my friends, but I forgot what it was. But because actually my tenants were texting me and they called him something. I think it was Kevin. I think they were
Kevin.
like, he's like
Ken.
Ken.
Is it
They were.
Yeah.
I feel like it was Ken because I felt like the Barbie doll. Yeah, because I kept thinking Barbie doll in my head. I think it was Ken. And they were like, he is like a straight Ken. And he's like, oh, they're being rude to me. Yeah, because you being rude to them. Like, you, it's like, for real. But yeah, so that happened. And then I got a remembrance because my kid tried me. May he rest in peace.
You said a remembrance? Did you kill your kid?
She said rest in peace, bro.
Rest in peace.
A remembrance?
In my head, it's like I killed that dude. But like, no, he did something this week that made me remember something that happened before. So I was texting with my youngest. He was with his dad. They go with their dad on the weekend. So I'm texting with him. I'm like, yeah, your scooter came in. I put it on a charger for you. He was like, oh, let me get a picture of it. So I took a picture for him, sent it to him, right? And he was like, oh, I can't wait to ride it, but I'm not really ready to go to school because he ride it to and from the school. And so I sent like one of those little avatar things on Apple. You know how you can create one that look like you or whatever. So I sent one with like the mind blown thing, right? And like he replies back, your hair ain't that long.
Oh.
Oh man, let's go. Hey, I wish I could tell you I'm surprised, but I am not.
I felt hurt. I felt betrayed. Like it happened some weeks ago, but it still stuck with me though. Like,
you still think it's lingering? It's simmering.
It's still lingering. Every now and then I look at him and I be like, yo, like you really tried your life. Like you lucky to even be here right now. Like my hair is long. He was like, but it ain't that long.
Dang.
Like
they got no filter, man. No filter.
It be your own. I swear it be your own. Like he tried me so bad. Like they usually be getting that like Jonah with their dad like that, but they usually be softer with me. And I just wasn't ready for him to come at me like that. Off. Yeah, and that's the baby. That's the baby. Like that really like. And I didn't really have a comeback though. Like I really didn't have much of a comeback because my hair ain't that long naturally. But I mean, let me be. Yeah. Let me be.
I tell you what, my son told me, man. Like little DJ told me, like I bought him this bike for Christmas, man. And he been rolling to school and that thing, doing his thing, man. Then he came home one day. He told me, man, he said, "You got me the cheap version of the bike." What, bro? The cheap version? What did that even mean? And you know why he said I got him the cheap version? And the bike cost $1,000, right? You know what I mean? It's the little electric bike cost like $1,000 because his bike you can add stuff to it, right? So you can add a back seat to it. You can add all these little things to it. So his friends got bikes. They got all the little add-ons. Right? So he said his bike is cheap because he ain't got all the little add-ons. I said, dude, you ain't gonna be riding nobody on the back of that bike. That's why you don't have a seat back there. You know what I mean? Riding it. That's not happening. So yeah, man. Yeah. But the thing, like, think about that though. If I would have said that back when I was younger, man,
you wouldn't have no lips.
Taste out.
Right. Taste out. Knock you in the neck.
Take your lips right off your face. I'll be walking around here with teeth.
Got me the cheap. And then we as parents, we just take it too, right? I'm looking at him like, like shaking my head, man. Like, you know what I mean? Just taking it. My parents
probably hurt you a little bit.
Nah.
Was you a little
hurt? It hurt me a little bit. It most definitely hurt you a little bit, man. Like, and I'm here to tell you, bro, it's 2023, man. You can't do that. Kids can fuck around and threaten your ass right here. Go ahead, have his phone out. Go ahead and touch me. Go ahead. All the people on your ass.
For real.
It's crazy,
for real,
bro.
No, look, remind me to never bring my kids around yours because we don't have no $1,000 bikes around here. They will really be calling me broke.
It's Christmas time, though, man. It's Christmas time. We kind of splurge a little bit at Christmas.
Nah, I went to Walmart.
Hey, but you know what, though? It helps us out, though, man. Now I ain't got to worry about taking him to school. I ain't got to worry about him coming home. You know what I mean? All that he be rolling, bro. You know what I mean? Ain't got to worry about it. So at the end of the day, I ain't got to worry. My daughter, she's good. So my son, he be rolling. You know what I mean?
You might be onto something because for real, I think we've gotten my son about 4 or 5 bikes this school year because we keep getting the cheap bikes. So
get one and you ain't got to get no more. Get one and you ain't got to get no more.
Right. I was at work like, his bike broke again. I don't know what this boy doing the bike. They were like, well, where you getting the bike from? Walmart. And they were like, Walmart. Like, that's why.
Take this $30 and go get another one.
Exactly.
I think they cost $30 though.
$45.
I remember them days though.
They're right.
Hey, Tish, you had a seller. What's up with your seller? I was looking at like some notes you put in.
So, like, we have like office lunches, right? Like, we kind of feel like a family. So we eat lunch together. And we just sitting there all talking. And I don't even remember what we was talking about. But one of my sailors was like, yeah, like, if I like ever had the opportunity, like, I think I would try human flesh.
What that mean, though?
Exactly. Like, we were like, hold on. You mean like just for fun or like out of desperation? And she was like, either one.
Yeah.
And she was like,
that's the opportunity.
Right. Like, and she was like, does it taste like chicken? Does it taste like beef? Like, I would just want to know what I taste like if you like cook me up.
Well, the thing about it is that it's some people out there that we think shouldn't be going to mental health, and then it's some out there that we should be sending to mental health. Yeah. And right there, that's one of them right there, man. That's one of them. She should be sent to mental health to get looked at.
Is Dom. That's her new call sign. That's what we've been calling her, Dom. Because
that's crazy.
Like, she want to eat people. We were like, okay, so if anything ever happened, and actually, I think one of our officers was like, when the Chinese balloon thing came up, and we were like, hey, so if something go wrong and it's just us, we taking you out first. Otherwise, you're going to try to eat our ass. It's like, you got to go first. Just so you know.
Yeah, and probably not like eating you like for like survival, just like when you sleep. You just wake up, she like nibbling on your ankle.
Standing over you and shit.
Like chill out, man.
Now, sailors will do crazy stuff. Now, I had my first, I was not when my first command, but I had a sailor, man, they do the little dare thing. They always be daring each other, man. And this one kid, man, had some bad feet. Right? Yeah. And one guy like dared him to eat one of the dead skin off his feet and dared him. And you can't dare no HT. I'm saying that dared that boy that ate this boy like it threw up and all type of stuff down in the shop. Man, it's crazy. Yeah, man. It was like everybody was down there throwing up if he did that shit though.
Yeah, for real.
To the sophisticated group that listens to our podcast, we sorry, man. We just went down the alley of we just went down the corridor of horror. The corridor of horror. Sorry. Let's bring it back. It's Valentine's Day week. It's Valentine's Day week. Are y'all celebrating this weekend or next weekend? Damon first.
Man, I am doing both.
Yeah,
right?
I figured that.
And I say that.
Figure Ella had you know both weekends.
First off, you know.
I already knew. Yo, look, I'm doing Valentine's Day for the next 10 days straight up. Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. You know, hey, for the listeners. First off, I didn't get to say a whole lot about my week. So I'm gonna say I had a pretty good week.
Okay.
You know, I went, and I wanted to throw this before I talk about the Valentine's thing, was a NASCAR, man. I went to a NASCAR on Sunday. Never been there, man.
Was that your Valentine's Day gift, or was it just because?
Hell no. Yeah, we just went to the NASCAR. It was like a bucket list thing, man. So we went there, man. It was pretty cool, man. But I will say this, I know we may mention this a little later, but I was like the token black guy. You know, everybody want to tell me, everybody want to show me what's going on the track and all that kind of stuff, man. So it was kind of crazy out there. It was fun, man. And then I was rooting for this guy, man. I don't know if you guys know him, but Bubba Wallace. Y'all know Bubba Wallace, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was rooting for Bubba Wallace, like only like black guy out there or whatever, right? And then he got wrecked out. And they all jumped up like, yeah. They was happy for him to get And I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't even know this, man. I was in the wrong crowd, bro.
Yeah.
Because I'm
That's Black History Month too, yeah.
I was rooting for
Black History Month too, man. You gotta be careful, man.
Yeah, man. I didn't know where I was at, man. Yeah. It's crazy.
Be aware of this.
But then also, man, one more thing before I get on this Valentine's Day is, man, I got the Beyonce tickets, bro. Got him. That's a big deal, bro. Got the Beyonce tickets in LA, man. What? September, I will be there. Your boy will be in the building. Yes, I will be there.
Well, you're not going by yourself, though. You're going with your wife, right?
Definitely, she got them damn tickets. I'm just saying, we got them. You know, we got me.
Come on,
Angeline turned them. My wife turned them down, man. Like she waited on the phone for like 3 hours, and then she didn't want them. She waited and didn't want them. She got them because her bank or whatever, so she had the pre-sale and all of that. But whenever it happened, she waited for like 3 hours and then she just said she didn't want them.
Yeah, man.
Initially, I was looking at it. It just seemed like too much work to get them for me.
Yeah. And the only reason, lie though, no cap on that. The only reason why we got them is because of the SoFi thing. You know, we got the tickets for we got the Rams. We the season ticket holders. So we got pre-sale stuff. Like we got the pre-sale. We got like a little pre-sale thing. So we got them early type deal. But Valentine's Day, man. So I say I'm starting to both weekends, man, because we starting with the this weekend, man. I got tickets to see the Isley Brothers and like New Edition and all them. So they're gonna start the weekend off doing that type of stuff. But then, as you guys know, Valentine's 4th, my wife's birthday the 15th, right? The next day. And then, of course, the audience already know, too, if you guys are listeners, that my anniversary is 16th. So all that stuff kind of plays the whole week type deal anyway.
Right.
But on the weekend, so we're going to do all the birthday things and I'm going to do the Valentine's Day thing. But then on the weekend, we going to see the last episode of what's the thing coming with the mask, man, when they take off the singers? Mass Singer, whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mass Singer.
Yeah, so we going to see that. You know what I mean? That's going to conclude the week, man. You know?
That's what's up.
Oh, that's dope.
That's good week,
stuff, man.
I see.
So you're doing both weekends?
Yeah, I'm doing both weekends. I'm a both weekend guy, man. Both weekends.
Okay. And
I don't think I got a choice though, but
you got a lot going on.
Life is life. Life is life. And what about you, Teach?
Well, me and my homegirls. That's the life I live.
Started off homegirls.
Is it Galentines? That's what it's called?
Yes,
Galentines or something like that?
Galentines.
Go with that
so
one.
we are going. That's what it's called. We're going to dinner. We're all gonna wear red, and we're gonna all go to dinner. It's like I think it's about 6 of us. We're gonna all go. So we're gonna dress up and all that stuff. We're gonna go to Morton's, I think. No, I forget. It's one of the nice steakhouses out here, though. One of the bougie places. So we're gonna go there.
Question.
Yeah.
Are all of y'all single, or is it some people that's just gonna be supporting their own girls?
I think everybody's single.
Somebody got the secret. Somebody got a secret date going on. I don't want to tell nobody. Like, yeah, girls, we independent.
Yeah.
Go home to a dude on a low.
Yeah, back out last minute. Oh man, something came up.
Little sneak. Yeah,
something came up.
Lying to their friends, man.
Nah, like everybody is. How should I phrase it? I don't know if everybody is necessarily single, but nobody's necessarily like nobody's married. Taken? Nobody's married. Yeah. I'll put it that way. Okay. But you know, some people might have. I don't know what they call it, sneaky links
relations,
situationships, entanglements. Yeah. Some people may be dating. But yeah, so we're all going to kick it together with that. And then, I'm actually going to, on Valentine's Day, I'm going to take to my son's school. I'm going to take them a little beer and some candy or whatever, up to their school and have it delivered to their classroom. Nice. So my mom used to do that every year growing up. Every year that I can remember. I don't remember her ever missing a Valentine's Day where she would have like flowers or a bear delivered to the school. And I've never done it for my boys. And I thought about it and I was like, why haven't I done it for my boys? And so I just said, all right, I'm going to do it. I already bought their stuff. Okay. I was so excited. I bought it like 2-3 weeks ago or something. As soon as I saw the Valentine's Day stuff out, I went ahead and bought it. And so I got it hidden. So I'm going to take it to the school. Hopefully they're not here.
What if you go take something to one of them and they already got like bears and candy? Like, yo, you know, Jessica, you know, hook me up already. I don't need your bears and
candy. How old is your oldest?
13.
Oh yeah, Jessica got some bears.
And you know what? I asked him. I was like, "Is there anybody that you need to get a Valentine's Day gift for?" And he was like, no. I was like, are you sure? Because like you've been running around here smelling like the young onion, but all of a sudden the last 3 weeks you've been smelling real fresh. Like, and I know it ain't because of me. And he was like, nope, nobody. And I'm like, are you sure? And he's like, young boys, I ain't trying to do none of that. I'm focused on school. And I'm like, okay.
That's what they say. My nephew is about to be in college, still saying that. Like, we know you out there, man. Stop playing with us, man. What about ship life? It's V-Days.
Hey, listen. I just want to let y'all know, okay? For all the fellas, all the ladies out there, there is, when it comes to Valentine's Day, right? You got to know what your position is. And sometimes Valentine's Day is when you find out how special, relevant, or non-relevant, or a non-factor you are in somebody's life. Okay, so I'm about to school y'all real quick. So if he only texts you at work, but you don't hear from him when he go home, you are a boat boo. Okay. Texting you at home, you a boat boo. If he texts you at home, it's because somebody else is there. Okay, it could be a wife, it could be a girlfriend. Okay, true story. If he only hits you up when you want something, you're a boat boo. If he's inconsistent, or she, you're a boat boo. Okay,
you're a boat boo.
If you going out Valentine's Day weekend after. Like, what's that? 4 days after? 5 days? And ain't nobody got duty? I ain't got duty. You ain't got duty. But we ain't going nowhere. You're a boat boo.
You're a boat boo.
If y'all pull in the port, when y'all did pull in the port, and he only wanted to see you at the hotel, but not out in public, you're a boat boo boo.
You're a boat boo.
You're a boat boo. You are a boat boo. So don't get mad. Just know your position and play it accordingly. Don't let these crusty people out here have you looking crazy.
So what I got out of that, man, everything you said, issue was the fact that, you know, people need to know their position. right?
Yeah.
Know your position, right? And also on top of that, you need to know your worth, right? So either way, however you want to look at it, know your worth and know your position. And also, man, you can buy yourself some flowers if you want. You know, you don't need nobody to do that for you.
Yeah.
You know, go out and have fun by yourself. If you need to.
Miley just said it in the song, right? Miley. I got some Miley Cyrus references. Yeah.
Hey, yo, so another thing that happened this week was the Chinese spy balloon. So what are y'all's thoughts on that? Like, that was kind of scary for a minute there, right? Like, I didn't know what was up.
Yeah, I guess I'll let Damon go because all I knew was that it was in the air, it got shot down, and you know, and that was it. And then a whole lot more information came out after, so I'm kind of interested.
Man. The scary part about it, first off, is the fact that Chinese got a surveillance on us, and it's over the United States. If they can get something all the way to the United States, that's scary, right? By itself, right? And then we already got tension, you know, with China already. So that was the crazy part. And then when at first it was like, it probably ain't nothing. It ain't nothing. But no, they found surveillance equipment. They shot it down. All this stuff happened and found out I saw where they were showing the routes. So the routes of the balloon, and they were doing surveillance on places of high value in the United States. So that's most definitely a big deal, man. Like, we always think and can't nobody touch us over here. Shit, they got a balloon all over. That means somebody they can get to us.
Right.
You know, we never know, man. Yeah, it's crazy, man. We all spy on each other, right? We all do it, you know, in some form or fashion. But this was kind of scary because of the fact that it's over in the United States and it's bold, and it wasn't the first time. It wasn't the first time. Like this ain't new. It's new to us, you know. But it ain't new to everybody else. Like, it's like, it was multiple times. Multiple times? What you mean multiple times? Crazy, man.
And it came in from Canada, right? I think it came in from Canada. Alaska? Was it Alaska? No, it came in from up north somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, we were talking about going to war with China somewhere between, they're guesstimating between 2025 and 2027 or something like that. Like, are we going to make it that far? Because now the tensions are even higher than what they already were before. So all I know is I only got 3 months left, but it might get real soon, for real. Like, it might get real soon.
Yeah, we got to be ready. They said it was an unmanned civilian airship. I found that to be funny. Like what is that? Like a drone? Like somebody flew it all the way. Somebody flew that thing all the way to the U.S.
And then they said the size of it, bro, it's like 200 feet tall.
200 feet tall.
Shit, she was huge.
Dang,
crazy, man. Hey, so I got a question for you guys now, man. So my question, I'm gonna kind of like, tell my side of it first, and then I'm gonna let you guys answer also. So my question is, what do people get wrong about you? So first, I'm gonna tell you what they get wrong about me.
I'm not the one you think I am, brother. I will take 20 years of the military and beat your ass. You understand me?
See, that's what they get wrong about me, though, right there, man. Like they think that because I walk around with this smile on my face and I'm always encouraging and I'm always, want to motivate the new generation, that they make it say something a little sideways to me. And then they learn real fast that I mean business, so I can laugh all day, man, but when the shit hit the fan, I can take it to the next level, like, real quick.
I'm not finna be the bigger man. I'm not gonna let you keep taking your shots at me and I turn the other cheek. That's in the Bible. I ain't in there. I'm gonna put something on you.
I ain't in there.
That's you?
I'm gonna put something on you. I'm gonna put something on you. All right, so what about you guys, man? What you guys got, man?
I think people think I'm an extrovert and I'm not. I'm an introvert. 100%. Like, I get my energy from being by myself. Like I get my energy back from being by myself. The thing is, I can go places publicly, speak publicly, do a lot of things publicly, but I can't do those things comfortably, like with people that I'm not familiar with. Like I wouldn't be able to do this podcast with complete like strangers. You know what I mean? Like that's just not how it works. Like, I wouldn't be able to be myself. Like I'm kind of guarded, you know? And I think some people don't know that, like, especially just if they listen to this. Now, if you see me like in a cheese mess, like, and we've been around, like, you know it, you know, like, then I think even then people don't, like, even when they see that, they get the wrong idea that I might not, you know, mess with people. I might be standoff. It's none of that. I'm just an introvert. Like I recharge, you know, when I'm by myself. But if you pull up next to me, like, and we establish the relationship, like we could laugh, we could joke, we could have a whole lot of fun. But if you don't know me, I'm probably somewhere weird looking at everybody in the corner or something like that. But if you know me, we could have the best of times. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing I think people get wrong about me.
No, I can relate to that too, Damo. Like I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm the same way. At work, I feel like I can be an extrovert, but I love being at home. You know what I mean? If somebody asks me, I want to go out somewhere. No, I'd rather sit and chill in the house, watch a show, and just chill out. Now, if you catch me, like you said, if you catch me at work somewhere, you catch me doing somewhere, I can be an extrovert there though. And you may think I am, but I'm like, you know, man, I'd rather be chilling, you know, free up. Yeah.
I'm also the king of canceling shit. I'm the king of like, I'm the king. Cause that's the introvert in me. Like, it's like, yo, it's going to take so much energy because I put my energy into the, you know, whatever it is, but it's going to take so much. Like, so it'd be like the day before, nah, I ain't going to that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going, I've been invited to, you know, and I guess I should say this now because I don't want nobody to take it personal. I've been invited to so many reenlistments and things like that. And sometimes I'm busy and I can't make it. But some other times it's just like, man, I don't want to do all the people. I ain't trying to go through all this stuff. I got to go here, do this and do that. So it's some of them that I haven't went to just because of who I am as a person or whatever like that. I don't like, and I'm the king of like, you know, the day before, like, you know, we did a guys night or whatever. The day before, I'm like, yo, guys, I ain't gonna be able to make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm the king of that, man. So for me, it's 50-50. Right? Yeah. And for me, it's 50-50. And it's like, and I don't want nobody to, you know, take any offense to that. That's all me. It's just that I could be like that sometimes. Like I'd rather just chill and, you know, do me.
Yeah. Okay. So I figured out one for me. Somebody told me once, and I don't believe it, but I don't know. This is the only thing I can think about or think of. But somebody said that if you look at my social media, that I look like a party girl. But I'm really not. I promise I'm not. Like, I don't be out there like that. It's just when I go, I have fun and I post, but I don't be out like all the time. But like sometimes, like I'll go to dinner with my homegirls. Like we'll go to dinner somewhere and they'll have music playing and I may like, you know, do like a little story or whatever and I'm dressed up. It may appear that I'm in the club, but 9 times out of 10, I am not in a club. Okay. I am at dinner eating steaks with my friends.
Yeah.
I am not. And
what's your handle? What's your Instagram handle?
It's chocolate drop _ Tisha B. I know you just want me to say chocolate drop.
Definitely not a party girl.
Chocolate drop. No, but you know where chocolate drop comes from though. Like my aunt used to call me chocolate drop. And she still will every now and then. She'll still call me chocolate drop sometimes. And so that's why I have the handle chocolate drop _ Tisha B. I didn't always embrace it, but now I love it. And I love when people call me chocolate too. So, but yeah. And then I think another one is that I'm high maintenance. I'm really not. That introvert, extrovert too. I'm outgoing when I want to be, but for the most part, like I just want to be at home. Like my safe place is at home working or doing my Airbnb stuff or my Toro stuff. Like I don't going to dinner, cool. Like, I like to be in intimate places like that. And actually, I'm finding as I'm getting older, I don't actually like being in large crowds no more. Like, just give me like a small, intimate space. And I'm good. I don't even like being in the store that long. So
like, me either. Yeah, I'm so impatient. Like, it don't make no sense. Like,
right. Like, I think COVID kind of really got me used to like the pickup stuff. Like ordering online and doing like the pickup where you just go to the parking spot and lift your trunk. Like, that's me. Like, I hardly ever go to the curbside. I don't hardly go to the grocery store, and I don't like going to the grocery store. I would rather order my stuff online and go pop my trunk in the parking lot. I order my clothes online. If I have to go to the mall, I don't go to the mall that often, but if I have to, like, I'll probably have gone to the mall out of 2022, maybe like 2-3 times. Any other time I'm ordering online because I ain't got time. I like, nope.
Yeah, the grocery store, I don't work for me. It's when people stop in the middle of the aisle and just stop. Like with the cart. Like, yo, you need to be aware of your surroundings, man.
Right.
Like, what you just stopping for? Like, yeah, I can't do that.
And I find myself when I'm with my kids, like, and they asking me for stuff, I'm like, yeah, just put in the buggy, hurry up, let's go. And I end up with like a $400 bill just because I'm trying to just like, yeah, hurry up, let's go. Like, get what you want, let's go. And they be like, okay. And they loading up. So I just be trying to get out of there. And claim that on my VA claim.
Yo, it's that time, It's that time. It's time for do better. But I'm going last. I want to go last, man. I don't want to go first.
Listen, I'm going first.
I can jump off. You going first? Go ahead.
Let me tell you, they had me hot. Allie Bank. Let me tell you. So I have a bunch of cards, right? And so sometimes I'll like forget to make a car payment because there's 5 of them. And so I was on my way upstairs to sit down so I could figure out, all right, what bills do I need to pay and just like pay them or whatever. So Allie Bank calls and they're like, hey, we just letting you know that your payment is past due. I was like, yeah, it's funny that you call. I'm just going upstairs right now. And y'all are amongst one of the ones that I'm going to pay. Uncle says, are you waiting on your tax return? What? I said, excuse me? She said, are you waiting on your tax return? I said, I don't know what I said that would make you think that I'm waiting on my tax return. I just told you I'm going upstairs to go pay the bills that I have to pay. What makes you think that I feel like she was trying to call me a broke bitch. And I was highly offended. Like, I still have not paid them because I'm mad. Like, I let her have it. And I'm waiting on them to call me back to tell me that I'm still late because I'm going to let them have it again. And actually, Allie Bank, I'm right now trying to refinance my auto loan to somebody else because what y'all not going to do is call me broke. Okay. Yeah. Talking about, am I waiting on my tax? That was the most disrespectful. And I'm like, why did you ask me that? And she said, well, a couple of the people that I've talked to today, they said they were waiting on your tax return. Well, what that got to do with me?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think she was saying a couple of your kind. I think that's what she meant. But go ahead.
That's crazy.
Go ahead. Who got it next? I got mad again.
Damon had to go get his dog real quick, y'all. So he dropped out for a second. But my do better is this, right? I wanted to go last, but I go second. My do better is people that say don't talk about work outside of work, right? Like, y'all need to them people that's doing that. Y'all need to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I already made it clear that I'm an introvert, right? Right. So let me tell y'all. Let me tell y'all a couple things, man. I'm pulling up to the event with work on my mind. You know what I mean? I'm coming here. Something just went down. Some shit just happened, and I'm trying to vent. You know what I'm saying? I already told y'all that I'm an introvert and I'm a little antisocial. And I want y'all to know that y'all my work friends. So I'm about to talk to y'all about some work.
About work.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't
else to talk about.
Right. We're going to start with work. Like, don't just take work off the table. Like, it's a big, and then my other point is we work for the government. What you think civilians talk about at happy hour? They talk about government shit too.
Right.
So I'm coming here to talk about government shit. Not everybody want to hear about your new smoker that doubles as an air fryer. Like, not everybody care about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this work shit off. You know what I'm saying? If that's the case, don't tap the table with a damn coin from work based off a culture that we established at work. If we can't talk about the work shit, you know what I'm saying? Something happened at work today and I was going to go home to bitch about it with my wife, but y'all asked me to come here. So I'm here and y'all gonna get this work information for about 15 to 20 minutes until something else happens. You ever been to a command social event and a conversation died out? Tish?
Yeah.
You ever been to like a command? Yeah. And then how you get the conversation cracking again?
Talk about work. Start bitching about work.
Man, that shit the captain put out the other day was crazy.
Bullshit. Yeah.
You know, then the conversation start catching back up. So stop doing that. And it's not that I only want to talk about work, but stop acting like you Mr. Cool. Right. And you like about to establish like, no talk about work at all. No, I'm coming here. I'm getting this work off for about 20 minutes, bro, because I just left work. And then we could go talk about whatever it is you want to talk about. But we talking about work, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I talk to my friends.
I don't know if I can even have like a conversation with Navy people without bringing up the Navy at some point.
Talking about the Navy. Yeah. Like we talk about outside of work shit at work. Like at work, we talked about the TV shows and we talked about the sports games. Now we at the bar at a happy hour, wherever we are, bowling event, whatever. I'm talking about work. You know what I mean? If you don't want me to talk about work, then tell me to leave. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to leave. And when I leave, I'm calling my mom or I'm calling my wife. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to talk about fucking work. You know what I'm saying? So all the people that would like try to limit the conversation, y'all need to do better, man.
Yeah.
You know, so that was my do better.
That one, bro. I'm with you on that, man. I'm
for real?
Conversations, bro. I'm not the guy, you know what I mean, that says it all the time. It's always somebody. What the hell we gonna talk about?
Right.
Yeah. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to even talk to you then. Make me get petty. Let's not talk about work. All right, I ain't talking to you now. I ain't gonna talk to you, man. I'm gonna find somebody at this place to talk to about work, man.
Yeah, somebody gonna talk about work. So hey, man, my do better is pretty straightforward this time, man. And I'm to be honest with you, man, I'm a little tired of it too. I'm a little tired of it, man, because we live and breathe black and white. You gotta have it black and white, especially as an inspector, right? You're an inspector, and it's a big deal, man, for me. Like somebody telling me, go on the ship and go on there and inspect X, Y, and Z, right? Now, with that being said, the documentation that I have tells me to inspect just X.
Yeah.
It don't say X, Y, you know what I'm saying, Z. So why am I going on board the ship and do this? Because somebody on that ship gonna tell me to pack sand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I mean? They're gonna tell me, no, your documentation say just X. You know, so we have to do better. Cause and I'm saying this from a chain of command. I'm saying this from higher ups. I'm saying it from whoever, right? You can't tell people to go do something when it's not in black and white, because they preparing. They've been preparing for months and months and months to do something. And then when I get there, I'm gonna go in there and tell them, hey, we got to add a couple things to this. You mean to get this done? Yeah, I'm like, add what? Then when you ask me like, add what? And then I show them, and they're gonna say, what that's that? What that's it? And right. Oh, and you know what they tell me? Oh, it's coming. You know, it'd probably be the next quarter. Well, you know what? Next quarter, that's when we'll start doing it. You know what I mean? Like when it's get in there, that's when we'll start doing it. So I told them, though, I said, no, we ain't doing that, man. They was upset at me, man. But we got to do better at that, man. We can't be telling people to do things that's not, in black and white.
Right.
That's almost goes back to like tribal knowledge, man. We're going off something that's not even facts. We're going off something that you'd have done in the past that could be right or wrong, or got deleted, or got whatever, and we're not doing it no more.
Yeah, they setting you up for failure.
Yeah.
They setting you up for failure.
Do better, baby. Do better.
Do better. I'm going to get right into the Hero of the Week real quick. Before I get into the Hero of the Week, I do want to say, hey, man, this word, intrepidity or whatever, why did they put that on all these awards, man?
Yeah.
Like, why did y'all put intrepidity on all these awards? We military people, man. We military people. We not like I read intrepidity and it just fucks up the whole side. Like my reading of the citation after that. It messes my whole mind up. You know what I mean?
I have it playing. I go to Google and hit that and pronounce it. I haven't said it about 100 times before I get ready.
Yeah, I do that. I do it every time too. I do like prep work to say this word. Like it's so much pressure behind this one fucking word.
Just take that. Yeah,
we military people. Why'd y'all write this word? So, but I am going to get into it. This is from Vietnam War. This is the U.S. Army. Hero of the Week, Dwight Howe Johnson. Rank was Specialist 5th Class, Conflict Era, Vietnam War, Unit Command, Company Bravo, 1st Battalion, 69th Armor, 4th Infantry Division. Again, he was in the Army. The Medal of Honor action date, January 15th, 1968. Citation. For conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty, Specialist 5 Johnson, a tank driver with Company Bravo, was a member of a reaction force moving to aid other elements of his platoon, which was in heavy contact with a battalion-sized North Vietnam force. Specialist 5 Johnson's tank, upon reaching the point of contact, threw a track and became immobilized. Realizing that he could do no more as a driver, he climbed out of the vehicle armed only with a .45 caliber pistol. Despite intense hostile fire, Specialist 5 Johnson killed several enemy soldiers before he had expended his ammunition. Returning to his tank, though, a heavy volume of anti-tank rockets, small arms, and automatic weapon fire, he obtained a submachine gun with which to continue his fight against the advancing enemy. Armed with this weapon, Specialist 5 Johnson again braved deadly enemy fire to return to the center of the ambush site, where he courageously eliminated more of the determined foe. Engaged in extremely close combat when the last of his ammunition was expended, he killed an enemy soldier with the stock end of his submachine gun. Now weaponless, Specialist 5 Johnson ignored the enemy fire around him, climbed into his platoon sergeant's tank, extricated a wounded crew member, and carried him to an armored personnel carrier. He then returned to the same tank and assisted in firing the main gun until it jammed. In a magnificent display of courage, Specialist 5 Johnson exited the tank and, again armed only with a .45 caliber pistol, engaged several North Vietnam troops in close proximity to the vehicle. Fighting his way through devastating fire and remounting his own immobilized tank, he remained fully exposed to the enemy as he bravely and skillfully engaged them with the tank's externally mounted .50 caliber machine gun, where he remained until the situation was brought under control. Specialist 5 Johnson's profound concern for his fellow soldiers at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty are in keeping with the highest traditions of the military service and reflect great credit upon himself and the U.S. Army. I'm going to talk a little bit about Specialist 5. Specialist 5 is from Detroit, right? Specialist 5 Johnson. Nicknamed Skip. Right? He was from Detroit. He grew up, again, it's Black History Month. He was African American, right? He was African American. He was raised in Detroit. He grew up without a father. He ain't have a father. His mom and dad, they had him out of wedlock. He was bullied as a kid, right? I feel like all of this, a lot of times we talk about the heroes of the week and we glaze, we read the citation, we glaze. But for some reason, I did some digging just to kind of see some extra stuff. So after he left Vietnam, he suffered from depression, right? And that's a real thing, right? Some of the things that these heroes of the week do can cause like a whole lot of depression, memories, and you got to go get actual like help for a lot of this stuff. So with this tank that he was on, right, he had just been assigned to this tank the night before, right? So the tank that he spent the last year with, it was like 11 months and 22 days or something like that, right? that was the one that was burning on fire 60 feet away. So, so these were the guys that he knew. They were in this tank that was burning on fire. So when the tank blew up, he saw the bodies that were burned, right? And this is accounts from like his friends, that is like that did interviews and stuff with the New York Times. It's a real decent New York Times article on him. So he went on a killing spree for like 30 minutes, right? They said he either killed 5 or 20 enemy soldiers. Like nobody has an accurate count. But when he ran out of ammo, like the award says, he killed a guy with the stock of the machine gun. At some point, he came face to face with an enemy who shot at him point blank, right? But the gun misfired. So Skip killed him, right? This is something that he would dream about, right? Like we said, he went through depression after. So he would dream about this. When it was all over, it took 3 men and 3 shots of morphine to hold Dwight down. They took him away to a hospital in a straitjacket, right? He blacked out. He pretty much blacked out. He was sent home the next day. He gathered his belongings and went home the next day with $600 in his pocket. Right. After that, life wasn't really, good for him, that good for him. He went through a whole lot. Then he also suffered from guilt, right? This is why he suffered from guilt. So I said he was bullied as a kid, right? And then he went to the military and he had this moment in time that something happened and he blacked out. His guilt was winning a high honor for the one time in his life in which he lost complete control of himself. So that was the guilt. That was what he went through. That was something that his psychiatrist always said that he brought up. And he always had a dream about that enemy soldier that shot at him point blank. This is how his life ended. He walked into a liquor store to rob the liquor store. And he got shot 4 times by the owner. Wow. And that's how his life ended. Medal of Honor recipient. And it's a dark story, but it's a real story, right? And they didn't know, like the officials, the people that was like the cops and everything, they found out he was a Medal of Honor recipient because he kept the membership in his pocket. So when they went in his pocket and they was pulling stuff out, his belongings or whatever, they saw that he was a part of that club. But yeah, so that's a real tough story because it's real. It's real life, man. Dwight Howell Johnson, it's things like when we talk about that Vietnam War, that wasn't the easiest war. And a lot of soldiers came home with like not a lot of resources. Right. Not a lot of resources. This guy pretty much blacked out and got sent home the next day. That's it. Next day, mental health, we didn't look at it like we, do now. And this was during war. This was wartime, but it wasn't like, let's get him home and get him in contact with somebody and, get help. He wound up seeing a psychiatrist later because he actually went back into the Army as a recruiter, which was also something that he really didn't want to do because he felt like the Army didn't hold to their end of the bargain. But it's just it's a dark story. It's a sad story, but it's a magnificent, in my opinion, American story. Like these are like, because when we talk about African American, I don't get into African, I get into American. You know what I mean? And I insert us in those stories or whatever. And I want to see a movie about this guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would love to see a movie about Dwight Howell Johnson. So that's all I got. I don't know what y'all, I probably just laid a whole lot of heavy stuff on y'all.
You did, I just want to add to it, man. Great story. Good find though by you, Damo. I mean, that's a good find, man. I mean, we do this a lot, man, and we always talk about hero of the week and they sacrifices and all that stuff. But that was a good story, man, and like you said, man, that's an American story too, man. So, but those is to the family, man. But it also opens up, and maybe this story has something to do with it when you talk about mental health. Maybe this story touched some of that too, to make us start looking at that a little bit more. Sent home like that, after what he went through with nothing. That's touching, man.
Yeah. And his mom said, one night after he died, if I could find it, saddest thing that I feel like I've read about everything. His mom said, sometimes I wonder if Skip tired of this life. I wonder if Skip was tired of this life and needed someone else to pull the trigger.
When you told me how he died, I wondered that, like, was that his intent? Because like in my line of work, I have seen cases where it's like, you start digging into their background and you just kind of wonder, was it intentional? Like the one case that I told you guys about with the guy who tried to off his whole family. And then he ran into a bus and died. Like, was that intentional? Of course, he wasn't a war hero, but a lot of folks, even with our recent comeback, or what is it? Iraqi freedom. We have our shipmates on the McCain and the Fitzgerald. They have these traumatic events that take place, and they are not the same after. And I just wonder sometimes we don't have enough mental health resources because it's so many people who need it, and there's not enough providers. And so, what are we doing? Like, how are we fixing it? So that, and especially back there, like you said, they really didn't have those resources. My ex-husband was actually kicked out after. Yeah, my ex-husband was kicked out of the Navy after he got back from Afghanistan. He was going through some stuff and had some misconduct that took place, and he ended up getting kicked out. He still to this day has nightmares, and he has to get inpatient treatment. Sometimes he goes through outpatient treatment. And so I can only imagine, what they go through. Like that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. And I'm with the mom. Like, I would wonder that too. Because that was the first thing I thought about.
Yeah. And when you think about Dwight Howard Johnson, it's like, all right, let's send you to help. But like, what level of help, because I build up a friendship with this group of guys for 12 months, pretty much 12 months. And then the very next day that after they moved me to another tank, that whole group of friends that I was with dies in this tank. I black out. Right. So that's one trauma right there, that like the day after I got moved, all my friends died or whatever, all these people that I formed a close bond with. That's one trauma. Then I black out for 30 minutes, and then like I'm shooting, and the war part is already a trauma. The second part, and before that, for that year before that, they didn't have any action. So this was like the first day, of them getting action. Then the second part of this, or the third part, is you only got a 45. You run out of ammo multiple times, and then somebody point blank almost kill you. But the gun jam, it was a misfire. It was a misfire. That's another trauma. You leave, they got to take you out. He blacked out. So he went straight jacket. Who knows what happened there? You come back the very next day, they tell your ass to leave. You got to go, like, and after all, let's not even, and let's not forget what time in America this was. You know what I'm saying? Vietnam. Let's not forget that either.
Right. Yeah. And there was no VA disability. So just come back with what you came with, that $600. That was it. There was no reoccurring checks after that. Fun fact, there are 117,000 African American active duty, reserve, and civilian personnel in the Department of the Navy total workforce. So shout out to the 117,000 of us who in the game.
Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Did y'all see the cover? Like, so we did a video, right? That you got to choose one video. Did y'all see the cover of the Navy Times photo in that video? Like, did y'all see the cover? Like, so it was a photo, right, in a video of Navy Times. It was like a photo of Navy Times when like Navy Times came up as an option. Did y'all see that cover, yo?
No, I don't think so.
When y'all get a chance, right? And even for the listeners, right? When y'all get a chance, go back and watch this video. I promise I'm not trying to get you to just rewatch the video. Go back, watch the video, right? And look at the cover of that Navy Times article. It got to do with black sailors in the Navy. Just look at the cover of that Navy Times.
Okay.
Look at the cover of that Navy Times. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know what, guys? As I promised you guys, I'll give you guys a quick black story. about African American guy. I was looking for stories that, you know, it wasn't the main, the people that we know about. It wasn't the main, you know, guys or girls that we know about. So I was looking, I was researching, I came up with Bayard Rustin, right? He was born March 17, 1912, until 1987. He was an African American leader in the social movement for civil rights, socialism, nonviolence, and gay rights. He worked at a Philip Randolph on the March on Washington movement in 1941 to press for an end to racial discrimination in employment. Rustin later organized freedom rides and helped to organize the Southern Christian Leadership Conference to strengthen Martin Luther King Jr. leadership and teaching King about nonviolence. He later served as organizer for a march on the Washington for Jobs and Freedom. Rustin worked alongside with Ella Baker, a co-director of the Crusade of Citizenship in 1954 and before the Montgomery bus boycott. He helped organize a group called In Friendship amongst Baker, Stanley Levision of the American Jewish Congress, and some other labor leaders. In Friendship provided material and legal assistance to those being evicted from their tenants' farms and household in Clarendon County, Yazoo, and other places. Rustin became the head of AFL-CIO, a Philip Randolph Institute, which promoted the integration of formerly all-white unions and promoted the unionization of African Americans. During the 1970s and 80s, Rustin served on many humanitarian missions, such as aiding refugees from Vietnam and Cambodia. At the time of his death in 1987, he was on a humanitarian mission in Haiti. Rustin was a gay man, and due to his criticism over his sexuality, he usually acted as an influential advisor behind the scenes to civil rights leaders. In the 1980s, he became a public advocate on behalf of gay causes, speaking at events as the activist and supporter of human rights. So I picked this story, for one, about the fact that he wasn't in the forefront, right? He did a lot, right? He did a lot. The movement on Washington, all the civil rights stuff, his name was tied to it. But like it said at the end, he was not in the forefront because of his sexuality. And you got to remember the times, right? Already you got, you know, you're African American and you gay. So, you know, he always, you know, took the back seat to a lot of the leadership roles and just helped out and organized a lot of the stuff that happened back in that time. So that's my story of this week. And I'll try to find you another one next week, guys.
Yeah, Bayard Rustin. I heard that A. Philip Randolph name in there. That's like the civil rights OG right there, man. A. Philip Randolph got a whole lot done. If y'all don't know about A. Philip Randolph, please go do your research on that. So the book I read, I just actually finished this book this week. The book that I want to talk about is called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. I'm not going to talk too much about it. I did give it. So I rate these books on the book app as well. And I got to start rating these books on this podcast the same way I rate them on the book app, right? So I rated this book 4 stars. I rated this book 4 stars because it's a life changer. The reason why it's not a 5-star, because Eckhart Tolle, though he's a great thinker and stuff like that, the book is pretty mellow. Like it's like he speaks very calm and relaxing and stuff like that. It's probably made for you to sit down somewhere quiet, meditate to. But me, like I'm in the gym when I listen to audiobooks. I'm not like sitting down quiet and meditating. So it definitely was kind of against the groove that I was in. But that's neither here nor there. It's a great book. It's a life changer. It's definitely a book that you will have to read more than once, like because it's some very high level concepts in there. And it's pretty much about the power of now. And it's just about like living your life like over, like outside of your mind. Well, it's some craziness, right? Well, not really craziness, just high level kind of thinking and like not worrying about the past and not worrying about the future and just actually living in the now, like not overthinking stuff. And, you know, he got some good points in there. Like, you know, is your problem, what problem are you having right now? You know, are you thinking about a future problem? Or are you reflecting on a past problem? But what about right now? Like, just think about right now. Is everything good in this moment of your time right now? Just live for this moment. And he had a really good piece about death row, inmates on death row. When they find peace, when they realize that, you know, the future is no real future, and they forgive themselves for whatever it was that they did in the past. It's a really, and he's talk about like the peace that they actually find before they pass away. It's pretty interesting. And it was about death row inmates. So it kind of caught me off guard because these people that did some, you know, crucial stuff, but it's a very interesting take. He talks about sicknesses and like just everything, like just how to handle life outside of your mind and how your mind just kind of controls every choice that you make, like relationships and like everything, like how the relationship might be way more mental than it is real. Like you might be in a mental relationship and not a real relationship with your partner. So it's definitely a really good book. High level thinking. I think what introduced me to Eckhart Tolle was the latest Kendrick album, because that's who he had on his album. That was the person that he used to help him. And by the way the album goes, that's kind of like the person he used to help him with his relationship and stuff like that. So it's definitely a really good book. Life changer though. And if you're not ready for it, don't read it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have to read it again. I'm gonna have to read it again because I wasn't 100% ready for it. Right.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. I may have to pick that one up myself. Yeah. And it's on Audible, and I have an Audible account. So yeah. Yo, check it out. Let me know what you think. It's called The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle. Okay. Or Tolle, however you pronounce that last name. Echo 3, baby. Echo 3, episode 4. I'm still not the biggest fan yet. And I'm still not caught up. I haven't even started.
Yeah. Oh, you got all week.
I'm ready to stop. Like, I'm ready to stop. We can start something from scratch.
He's not motivating me to even start.
If I was you, there's no reason for you. You could start at 5. Like, just start at 5. Don't even watch the backstory. Like, listen to the pod. Like, we done said everything that happened. Like, I'm ready to stop, man. I'm trying my hardest, man. I'm trying my hardest. When does this pick up, Damon?
I don't want to
You don't.
I don't want to put it up. It's about to pick up, though. It's about to pick up, man.
Yeah.
Pick up.
I'm ready. I didn't ask like what events make it pick up. I'm just trying to figure out what episode.
I think next episode picks up. I don't
even know. Like, for instance, like Game of Thrones, right? When Game of Thrones came out, and like the people that didn't watch it in real time, they be called, like, if I say, hey, watch Game of Thrones, friends call me like, hey, this show is horrible. It sucks. Wait till episode 9, dog. You're gonna be with it. Episode 9. Just wait, stick it out till episode 9 or whatever. And they, and then they get to episode 9 and then they on season 3 or whatever like that. Like, after episode 9, I ran through the show. Same thing with The Wire. I think season 1, I think episode 10 is the episode that like, all right, I'm here now and I'm with it because it's a slow burner.
Sure, yeah.
This show Echo 3 been a slow burner. I need to know what episode, man.
There's a lot happened though. It's a lot of stuff happened here though. You know, I mean, it was slow though, but a lot of shit did happen though. Like you got one of the main captures, right? His name Garciela. She wants to kill Amber because of the fact that her girlfriend, got killed in the last episode. Yeah. So she walks her off to the end of the cliff, wanted to jump off that cliff. But of course, the new head boss, went against that, but the brother, you got the brother, man. He's still out there.
Yeah, like, what was he doing all episode?
He trying to find her. He found her, right? The brother found the new hideout because they had to go to a new hideout. So the brother found her at the new hideout, but he can't go. The people who with him, they can't go in there. You know what I mean? They don't have the authority to attack. So now he's kind of like in the city somewhere. Trying to find a way in. He talking to the locals. He fell with one of the little bartenders. Now he with a fisherman. He trying to find a way to get into the city. Yeah. Or get into the camp they in.
He got drunk and they beat the shit out of him, right?
Yeah, man.
He got his ass whooped.
Hey, he borderline alcoholic right now, man, too. Like,
it's like he's just going through depression,
he's
man.
Getting drunk. Yeah, every night.
Can we just get into the last scene, man? Let's just get into the last scene, man. So look, Tish, so check it out, right? Check it out. How much time I got left here? So this lady gets kidnapped, but she just get married to this dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right after they got married, they had a fight, right? So they had a fight. She leaves the country. When she leaves the country, he puts a tracker, and he like this special operations guy or whatever, right? Commando. He puts a tracker in her bag so he could kind of make sure she's good and she's safe. That's what the fight was about, like her being safe and whatever. She's like, I'm good. I'm independent. I'm a woman. I can do this or whatever like that, right? And he's like, no, you can't. You need to be careful. And then he slips a tracker in her bag without her knowing, right? So she gets wherever she goes, and where she goes, she's somewhere as guerrilla, like terrorists and stuff like that. And they find her and they find a tracker, right? And when I say guerrilla terrorists, I ain't talking about like guerrillas that are terrorists.
Right, like
I'm talking about like guerrilla warfare. Yeah, right. I know you know. I might have a listener because we talked about those monkeys that one episode. So I might have a listener like, oh no, gorillas, like this is a crazy show. No, it's like actual guerrilla warfare. So she gets, they find her, they find his tracker, and they like, oh shit. But then what's she with? She's CIA or something, Damon, as well? She worked with CIA. And they didn't know this at first. They thought she was just like this herbal medicine person who trying to figure out how to make marijuana and make your leg better or whatever, right? Whoever knows. But no, she really CIA, right?
Husband didn't know that either, though. Throw that the husband know she was CIA.
Yeah, the husband ain't know either. The husband ain't know either, right? But now, mind you, though, this all happened, so husband, they get into a fight before she leaves. She gets kidnapped. So her husband and her brother, they come to get her, right? At some point, the husband grabs her. It's funny what I'm saying all this to say, but at some point, the husband grabs her and he almost saves her, right? That's what we talked about last week. Husband almost saves her, gets shot, like some really bad shot, to the point that they flew his ass all the way back to Atlanta to recover, right? So he not even over there anymore, right? Venezuela, wherever they are. Like he not over there. He back in Atlanta to recover. He gets in Atlanta. His ex is around. Right. So his ex-girlfriend or wife, whoever it is in Atlanta too, because I guess they work together in some capacity. His wife is still kidnapped somewhere, held hostage. Mm-hmm. And what his ex start trying to do, David?
I get it in.
Come on to him.
Yeah.
To the point that she came to his house. She came to his house to treat his wounds.
Yeah.
And then she performed oral sex on him. I think that's the safest way that we could say this.
Right.
She tried to do it a couple times. Like she was trying the hardest to do this thing, man.
What?
And he kept saying, nah, chill. Yeah, he kept saying like, no, chill. And then she like the way the episode ended is she did it. Your wife is still kidnapped, dog. Why you got her over here?
Because I think in that episode, bro, that he kind of like almost was like, hey,
gave up hope.
We ain't gonna get it. Yeah, like gave her like she's not gonna.
Yeah, that was his pop. That was like, yo, she not coming, right? Wasn't that his pop? He's like, yo, she ain't coming. Like, you might as well just get over it.
Take your losses. Don't go back.
Yeah.
So is he going back?
I don't. Well, we don't know yet. Right? I mean, the show ended with like
when you watch the episode
and his ex. Like the show ended like that's how the episode ended with him. It ain't look like he was going to go get his wife at all. Like,
so she got kidnapped last episode. She got kidnapped
episode 1. So we on episode 4. She got kidnapped episode 1.
I can start
at
episode 4 right before. I ain't trying to start at 1.
Start at 5. Start at
5. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll know what's going on, and if you don't, really just call Damon. He'll keep you. He'll fill
I know.
You
He probably at home with the whiteboard.
Yeah, I don't know none of the names, none of that, and I think I understand why I'm having such an issue with it as a slow burner, because the actors are not the greatest actors. I think, and I think that's where if it's a slow burner and like let's say Donald Sutherland was in it. Like, and it's a slow burner. I'm cool with Donald Sutherland in a slow burner, or Bryan Cranston in a slow burner, or like one of the like better actors. But with these guys, I just want to see them do tactical stuff. These guys are like action actor guys. They not like we not trying to watch them say lines and all that. You don't need one line.
I tell you to all the listeners out there that I'm glad Damo said it, because I know you guys see it too or hear it too. That he don't know the names. You guys know normally Damo know the names. He didn't research them. He know the directors.
That's true.
He know everything about them. But you see,
I ain't research them. I ain't research them. I know it. Like when it come to the actors, it ain't no research. I just know it. But not these guys. not one of these guys. Not one of them. Like the dude from Dracula Untold or whatever. That's one of them. But also, and then the other dude, but you always see them in tactical or action type movies. They don't play in like something where they gotta actually, like commit to like an emotion.
Yeah,
it's rough.
All right.
Hey, well, look, Valentine's Day, Black History. Man, we love y'all.
Yeah, man. Mississippi, stand up.
God.